Hello, so welcome to my class. So today I'm going to teach you, the introduction to salts. So salts is a very, very important topic, as you know, because it is one of the topics that it is tested in high school examination in chemistry. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, we're going to define what is. So you must know what is a salt. What is a salt? So what is a salt? So a salt is basically a substance that is formed. So it is a substance that is formed when a hydrogen ion in an acid is wholly or partially replaced by a positive ion. So a salt is basically a substance that is formed when hydrogen ions in an acid is wholly or partially replaced by positive ions. So let's assume we have a beaker. So we want to form a salt. How do we form a salt? So we have a beaker. So this beaker, the first thing that you're going to add, maybe an acid. Let's use HCl. HCl is an acid, and it has one hydrogen ion, so it is a monobasic. So it's a mono basic. So you must understand that. You must understand basicity actually. You must know what is basicity. So basicity is basically the ability of an acid, the ability of an acid to release the one hydrogen ion when ionized. Okay, so you must understand what is basicity. So the amount of hydrogen ions that can be released by HCl is 1. So it is monobasic. So we're going to use HCl and we're going to introduce a positive ion. So positive ions is like sodium. So sodium is a positive ion. So when we introduce it in HCl, what will happen? So the sodium ion, which is the positive ion, will replace the one hydrogen ion in the acid to form sodium chloride. So sodium chloride is a salt. So that is basically how a salt is formed, or the definition of a salt. Because I've said that a salt is basically a substance that is formed when hydrogen ions in an acid are wholly or partially replaced by a positive ion. So I hope you've understood the introduction part of salts. So now let us try and look at the different types of salts. So the different types of salts. So we have different types of salts. So for example, we have normal salt. So we have acidic salt, and then we have basic salts. So we have basic salts, and then we have double salts. Okay, yeah. So those are the different types of salts that we're going to talk about. So these are the types of salts that we're going to talk about. So you must ask yourself as a student, what is a normal salt? What is a normal salt? What is a normal salt? So do you know how to define a normal salt? Because they can ask you in an exam, what is a normal salt? So you will say that a normal salt, this is salt, a normal salt. So this is a salt that does not contain any replaceable hydrogen ions. So what has happened here? It means that the hydrogen ions in the acid has been wholly replaced by a positive ion. So it doesn't have any replaceable hydrogen ions. What about hydrogen atoms? What about acidic salts? So in my next class, I'll be talking more about more about normal salts. I'll be giving examples. Now I'm just defining. So I've defined normal salt, and I've said that a normal salt is a salt that does not contain any replaceable hydrogen atom. What about acidic salt? So acidic salt is a salt that contains replaceable hydrogen atoms. So it means that the hydrogen atoms has not been fully replaced, okay, has not been wholly replaced. So it has just been partially replaced by positive ion. What about basic salts? So these are salt that contains the hydroxide ion, the OH group, which on my next class I'll be talking about more on the same. What about double salt? So this is a salt that has two different anions or cations. So today, students, we have defined what is a salt, and we have said that a salt is basically a substance that is formed when hydrogen ions in an acid are wholly or partially replaced by a positive ion. And I've mentioned the different types of salt. I've said that we have four. That is the normal salt, acidic salt, basic salt, and double salt. So see you on my next class. Thank you.